You're standing in the heart of a continent that was once the epitome of freedom. The United States, a land where dreams were made and anything seemed possible. But what if this was all just a facade? What if the truth was that America was a continent waiting to be conquered, and the man who sought to do it was none other than Adolf Hitler? Imagine a 1941 where Hitler's empire stretches across Europe, and he's not yet declared war on the United States. He's busy crushing the Soviets, taking Britain's navy, and preparing to turn his full might toward America. This is the scenario we're exploring today. A world where Hitler's twisted vision for America becomes a reality. In his mind, the United States wasn't a land of immigrants, but a nation of purists, where racial laws and segregation mirrored his own ideology. He saw America as a fertile ground for his Aryan dream, and with Plan Z, he planned to build a massive navy to cross the Atlantic, backed by fleets of U-boats and the terrifying America bomber. Designed to rain fire on New York and Washington, this would be the beginning of a new era of terror, one that would silence freedom and reduce cities to rubble. But what's even more chilling is that Hitler's final solution, the plan to purge and remake Europe in the image of the Third Reich, had already been planned for America. A book found in his private library revealed that he had been meticulously mapping Jewish populations across U.S. cities, planning the systematic elimination of an entire people. This was no longer just a war, it was a genocide, one that would leave America a shadow of its former self. Imagine a world where segregation evolved into genocide, where cities became concentration camps, and freedom was nothing more than a distant memory. This is the alternate reality that Hitler had envisioned, one where the Reich would not only conquer America but also breed it, twisting its people into the supermen he believed in. But as we know, this nightmare never came to pass. Hitler's arrogance and overextension led to the collapse of his empire before he could reach America's shores. The atomic age dawned, and the very same weapon that America had created would have annihilated the Third Reich if it had succeeded in its plans. Today, we're left to ponder the what-ifs of history. What if America had fallen to the swastika? What if the world had been reshaped in the image of evil? These are the questions that haunt us, and they're a reminder that no matter how far we've come, the line between freedom and tyranny is always thin. You're standing in the midst of a war-torn Europe. But imagine if the battle had shifted to the shores of America. What if Hitler's vision of racial purity had taken hold on this continent? His twisted dream was to breed supermen to rule over the United States, remaking it in the image of the Third Reich. The America bomber, a terror of the skies, was just one of the tools he had planned to unleash on New York and Washington. But that's not all. His U-boats and naval fleets would have crippled America's supply lines, strangling its economy and leaving it vulnerable to Nazi domination. As the Reich expanded across the Atlantic, America would have been forced to adopt the racial laws and segregation that Hitler demanded. Can you imagine the consequences? Cities would have become concentration camps, freedom would have given way to Sunz, and the very fabric of society would have been torn apart. The Reich would not only conquer America, but it would also seek to breed it, twisting its people into the supermen Hitler envisioned. But what if he had succeeded? What would have happened if Hitler had reached America's shores? Would the US have been able to resist the Nazi war machine? Or would it have fallen under the swastika? The nightmare of an America conquered by the Third Reich is a chilling thought, one that still haunts us today. You're standing in the midst of a world where the unthinkable has happened. Hitler's twisted vision of America has come to life. Imagine a continent where racial laws and segregation have evolved into genocide. Cities have turned into concentration camps, and freedom has been silenced by the swastika. The echoes of this alternate history still chill us to the bone. Let's explore the twisted ideology that drove Hitler's vision for America, a land he saw as fertile ground for his Aryan dream. In Hitler's mind, America was the land of the pure, where racial purity and the breeding of supermen were the ultimate goals. His plan, codenamed Plan Z, involved a massive navy and fleets of U-boats to cross the Atlantic, backed by the terrifying America bomber. This aircraft was designed to rain fire on New York and Washington, leaving nothing but ash and destruction in its wake. But what's most chilling is the evidence that Hitler's final solution had already been planned for America. A book found in his private library listed Jewish populations across U.S. cities, revealing the extent of his twisted plan. The Reich would not only conquer America, it would breed it, twisting its people into the supermen Hitler imagined. As we delve into the history of this alternate world, we'll examine the key moments that could have led to America's downfall, from Hitler's arrogance and overextension to the atomic age and the United States' newfound power.